this video is actually going to be a very educated one, very educated, and that is why I actually brought this video down to you. Okay, so some black folks took it upon themselves to go live to discuss a lot about diaspora wars and so on and so forth. And guys, a lot of good things have actually been exposed, reviewed as well. And because I care so much about my black community, and that is why I said, okay, let me bring these videos down to you guys here so that you guys can actually watch and let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know every single thing. If there's anything contrary to these, just keep me updated. But I know that this is actually going to be educated to a lot of us. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, with that being said, let me go ahead and roll out this clip for you guys, and I will be back with commentaries. So let's go there, guys.
They still ruling class. The whole point, those people that went back, not all of them, some of them go back, right? They go back for the identity. Some of them was missionary. They organized those from the U.S., just particularly organized for the leadership and control of the mining and the gold and diamonds. So those individuals are the one is a saloon slave.
I think what people are trying to say here is that those people are like Americo-Liberians have been separated from us for so long, and they are just Americo-Liberians.
Yeah, they're their own ethnic group.
They no longer count as a Liberian.
Hold up, Denny. Number one, those people amalgamated with the Aboriginal people. You're not going to act like they're separate people and kept their bloodline separate from. No, they weren't isolated from each other. They mixed and mingled and amalgamated with each other. So they're their own ethnic group, okay? They're not foreigners of that country. They're native to that country. So it's not the same as the weirdos that come over here and become first and second generation and get into the political arena and fuck up our politics. That's not the same shit. That's not. Yeah, we might have house Negroes and stuff like that, but now they're importing house Negroes.
I agree with you. So
yeah, hold on.
I agree with you now. Again, if it's not about the mission for them, if it's not about the mission.
All right, but the thing is, our countries, we did start off with house Negroes, and we still have house, you know what? We still have some of those, but they're not as popular no more, even though they're running amok doing weird shit. Now they're importing house Negroes, if that makes sense, over to our country and having them run amok in politics. They're importing them, first and second generation.
I think
can I speak now?
What we were trying to tell you,
they're not doing that. They're not doing that in your country.
Yeah, what we're saying is whatever Americo-Liberians are doing in Liberia,
again, can I respond on that?
And they don't have nothing to do with us.
Okay, land your plane, and we're going to move on because we have two.
Listen, again, if it's about that, right? If it's not about the paid mission, if it's not about distraction, if it's not about a housing Negro. Now, when you're talking about the second generation that come here, number one, you start with your leader himself. His mother come from Scotland. When we talk about the Marco Rubio, he's come from Cuba. When we talk about Tom Cruise, he come from Cuba. So if it's not about particular, again, like I said, it's the same trader that was among us in the past, they're still among us today. It's not about immigration, because at the end of the day, who execute your law, it's not Africans. So,
but wait, no, those people in that country are Africans and are native to Liberia. Those are Africans.
No, let's forget about the Liberia. You talking about they coming over here, fuck up your politics.
Yeah, no, those people are migrants.
Today.
Those are migrants and Sambos and Coons. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So you're the man that leading you today, his mother come from Scotland, right? You know that. So that's not hiding. So your state senator, Marco Rubio, he's come from Cuba. Tom Cruise, he was born in Canada.
Ramaswamy, okay, that's cool, but it just depends how they got here and how they were born. So some people, hold on, goddamn, let me speak. Not everybody's goddamn illegal over here. Okay, if his parents came over here legally the right way, and then he was born, he's an American citizen. So I don't know why y'all always bring that shit up. Because half y'all come over here illegal.
That's what I'm saying,
hold on. Y'all be coming over here illegal as fuck and then lying about it. And then you want to compare that to fucking Donald Trump. So stop doing that shit.
That's what I'm saying. You the sellout one.
It's not the same thing.
Listen to yourself. Who could execute the law? Is you?
What are you talking about? Wait, what are you talking about?
Listen, you, like I said, you the descendant of those who betrayed black people itself in America. You particular person. You are the
No, I'm not particularly jack shit. Who the fuck are you talking to? Calm the fuck down. Don't be putting that shit on me. What are you talking about? Yeah, get your dusty ass the fuck out of here.
Goof ass. And you sat there and lied because when you tried to make it seem like it was just conflict. No, what happened is the black Americans went over there, got that shit popping. You got jealous and mad and then attacked them. Because you felt that it wasn't an equal distribution, even though they had all the resources to set it up and then executed them.
Yeah, you ain't gonna sit on my panel and cuss me out because you don't like what I'm saying. You are the descendant. Shut up. No, I'm not. I'm standing on behalf of my people. What the fuck are you doing? You're not doing jack shit but cussing out other people and lying about your history. What the fuck does that have to do with me? We're not as deep in your country changing the politics. Those people are native to that country now. right? Y'all always be doing it, lying about your damn history to try to make us like give us a goddamn sob story 24/7 to basically ignore the fucking bullshit y'all do over in your goddamn countries all goddamn day. They don't got jack shit to do with me. So I don't know why you're over here fucking trying to call me out. Whatever the fuck happened in your country don't got jack shit to do with me or the ancestors that I come from. So you can let that shit the fuck go because we're not being imported into your country, fucking up your politics. But they're importing you weird ass motherfuckers over here saying xenophobic shit, being ass deep in our politics, being ass deep in our media. You got these hello, my name is Trayvon and I want to be a black American in a movie. That's what y'all motherfuckers be doing. Not letting us fucking act in our own fucking stories and shit like that. Right? Our music. Yeah, I'm Haitian, man. You know, I'm gonna make it some rap music, and then you're goddamn Haitian. Make some motherfucking Haitian music. What the fuck? No, y'all want to be making rap music all goddamn day. We can't have our own shit. Y'all be ass deep over here trying to motherfucking overly represent us. What, can we represent our fucking selves for once? Goddamn. Fuck. We got two new people on the panel. Mama Ani, you got to go ahead.
Hey y'all, happy Friday. Really quick, I wanted to make a comment before I do the prompt to Megadon. You were talking about like in terms of schooling and HBCUs. So I went to Spelman in like the early 2010s. And I can say during that time, especially when we talk about the educators and a lot of the professors, a lot of them were Caribbeans, bi-ethnic, or even just different racial groups. So within the Learning Center during my time and like even going into now, you have a lot of people who are teaching and tethering onto us by bringing their history and pushing us towards their perception of what Black America is and what Black America has been.
Exactly. That was my point, and I'm glad you came and confirmed that. And I think it's a lot of other people who've had that same experience and didn't realize that's what was happening because the indoctrination goes that we're all African. So all of their history is our history. And then they can pervert and use their lens to view us in any way. Because I've been standing on this. I don't think they ever thought we were a people. I think they thought we were a destination. And that's why the Congolese girl was crying when you said she wasn't us when she was in America, because they believe once you make it here, then you are us. Making it here is the thing. That is our ethnicity to them. And us removing that is removing threads from the identity that they create while here. And the Pan-African can't allow that to happen because they want to pretend to be a Nigerian.
To Jamaica, am I now an African Jamaican? Like if I go to Germany, am I now an African German? Am I just an African in Germany? That doesn't make any sense. You don't hold anybody else to that standard but us. So I don't understand why this only bothers people. Only worry about this when it comes to us. You got Dominicans out here, but they don't even want to be called black. Like they'll be dark as hell, and they'll be like, "I'm not black. Don't call me that." Nobody cares about them. Nobody spends whole panels talking about them. Nobody causes a whole uproar about them. But for some reason, and I think it's because it's not about unity. It's not about Pan-Africanism. It's about assimilation into American culture, right? So that way, when people come here, they can assimilate without being seen as an outsider. They can assimilate into a whole new identity
and make money.
With every other ethnic group, when they come here, right, they have to prove their shit into the story of America, right? The Irish, the Italian, the Vietnamese, the Chinese, the Mexican, the Puerto Rican. But when it comes to our race, other people essentially they don't have to do that. They don't have to prove being that Congolese American is valid, just like Irish American or Vietnamese. They don't have to prove that. They get to just hide behind us, right? And that's been the norm for so long that now that we're saying, oh, we're not about to flatten our identity just because it's harder for you to assimilate. That hurts people's feelings, right? And it's all about numbers. Because I heard them say, well, that's going to mess up our numbers. And I'm like, bro, quality over quantity. What's the point of having all these people that they're acting as if all these people are Marcus Garvey or Patrice.
Exactly.
And even if they is, we getting finessed if we got Marcus Garvey coming over here because that man never went to Africa and only tried to trick us out of here and side with the clique. I'm not even gonna go into that. I won't really don't do that whole thing. But the point I was gonna make was the irony behind them saying anything to us about anything when those people had to save their money up, have an idea in their head, float on the inner tube, or spend every last cent they had, come to America, go wait in line, sign up, beg to be a part of the country, study for months and months and months to prove their allegiance to white supremacists. And these Pan-Africans don't care at all. They'll say, "Oh, you went and worked at a white man job. You ain't standing on cold." But you'll let these Africans come over here and and beg to pledge allegiance and see nothing wrong with it, and then submit yourself to them for some type of tutelage to gain some form of a culture while disrespecting us to gain acceptance by them.
Right.
So
Also, I think that our identity is
Hold up so long. Hold up so long. We got 3 new people on the panel, so we're gonna do Deidre, and then we're gonna do him.
I know that nigga. I was driving.
finish my the actual.
Oh, you didn't land your plane? Okay, you can land your
the plane.
Yeah.
So really quick, in terms of
I just looked
the
at the
prompt,
school.
if foreigners really want the diaspora war to stop, we have to realize, especially as foundationals, the war is every single people group have come and war with us in some form. Of course, we talk about how the start with white people and how the Irish and Italians came and did policing and all that stuff. Then we have to talk about how Asian culture came over, and whether they came over even when we were in war. Like Korea is a whole country based off Black American culture, but we don't really talk about that. We talk about Korean fried chicken, K-pop, all the things that make them popular. So then you talk about how the Asian culture basically boosted up off of us. You talk about how the Arab culture. So now when we have people who look like us, the melanated people, they're doing the same tactics that have been deployed before in war against us. But now after years of experiencing it and learning, we're realizing, okay, you guys aren't a part of it, even though you may look like us. This fight that we've had to fight with all these other people are now turning against you. So at the end of the day, we will always be in a war with foreigners because their initiation into America is to come degenerate us and deplete us so that they can boost up. So I think for us, in terms of really understanding youth, the youth is the power move forward in any type of war. You talk about civil rights, you talk about slavery. The youth are those who propel the cause. We as Black American millennials and Gen Xers who have seen the transition and experienced the transition and understanding have to now start really making sure we protect our youth by educating them and making sure that they understand these things. I was in a live yesterday and it was actually American Indians, but they were just kind of talking about some of the things that are ritualistic to our culture as foundational people here. And a lot of the stuff, it was like sun tea and feet tiles and kind of like things that we do to show who we are as a people. And these are things that I do now with my children. And I sit and I make sure I educate them and let them know, like, this is something that my great grandma did to me. This is something that I saw within my people group. And I think a lot of us, because of the thing that happened after integration with us being separated from Blackness and then our Blackness being washed over with the diaspora, we're really trying to grasp at all the things that are rooted within us. And so as we're doing that, it's really creating an education system for our youth. That way, when they come to fight in the future, they're able to be empowered and move freely and fully in the knowledge of being a foundational Black American or Indigenous American or so on. And then another thing to just kind of add on to that, prior to coming into this space as a walk, I did walk as a Hebrew. I don't consider myself like a Hebrew Israelite camper, but a lot of the ideologies and knowledge of who I am lineage-wise, in terms of the power of who I am and the person of the covenant with the Most High, it's like I'm able to understand that a lot of the things that we go through, like how people always say, you're slaves, you're our babies, you always like, we've built every society. We have migrated around this world and curated and created everything that all these people have been able to live off of and been able to experience. So now we're coming to a point where all of our hard work on this earth is being replenished back to us, mainly here, but even for those who may have migrated out into other places, we are getting a return on our investment in this world. And so I think as we really just start to ground ourselves.
This is why I actually want you guys to like watch those videos detailedly. Just let me know what you think in the comment section. Let's just go ahead and continue rolling out the clip. And I'll be back with commentaries because every single thing that these men are saying, I think they are making points. So let's just go back.
That we have the power. We have to start delegating it accordingly. And I'll land my pen.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I agree with that. We're gonna move on. I appreciate you. Deidre, is that how you say your name? Deidre?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hear me? You said it right the first time when you first said it's Deidre.
Okay.
Deidre,
excuse me. All
Deidre.
right.
No worries.
You got it. Deidre.
I was D for about a week, so I've seen y'all some people, but I was Deidre, then I was D, and I'm Deidre again. I like Deidre.
Okay.
Do foreigners really want the diaspora wars to stop? No, they don't. Like I think that's Love Jones up top said, they getting a kick out of it. At least on this app, they're getting a kick out of it. They're enjoying interacting with us. If we even say hello to them, you know, it's like, oh shit, you know, my favorite little arch nemesis spoke to me today.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't want it to end. They're getting a kick out of it, and a lot of them is profiting. They're getting paid from it. I genuinely do believe on a collective scale, the vitriol and the disdain is truly a thing within them. I don't think that's a thing for everybody as a whole, because I met a lot of cool Africans in particular because I've been around them for the most part my whole life. So it's a few cool ones, but on a collective scale, just like mama over here said, we've been bamboozled all the way around the board. I'm always saying it's been black Americans versus everybody. The way that they have strategically came over here and flooded our communities. So I'm from Chicago, so I got a real problem.
Hey, shout out to Chicago. I already know. I'm from Chicago.
Okay, you get it. That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
And Megadon, I gotta hit you up. I've been meaning to extend myself to you because you said one of my kinfolk's names. I've been about that book.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, hit me up. I got you.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad I seen you again because I've been meaning to extend myself. And I'm down here in Texas, so I'm seeing it from both ends. And I'm fed the fuck up, and I'm kind of late, in terms of like being on the app. So shout out to y'all who've been holding the line and wrestling with these folks. I only been on the app for about 8 weeks, maybe.
Right.
I couldn't deal with it for a year or two, whatever. They having a kick out. They having a great time. It's like they come over here for shifts, It's like, okay, let me go over here and answer this person. Let me go over there. And I pops up because I work for myself. So my schedule is very flexible. So I be room to room. And something stood out to me the other day because I'm kind of piggybacking off of what a lot of you guys have already noted. But something stood out to me the other day. And this guy I went in a panel and it was Ghanaians versus Nigerians. And they was arguing hard. They was so upset with each other. And this guy said, of course, the Nigerian. They the common damn denominator in my book. I'm so sick and tired of them. Nevertheless, this dude say, the Nigerian. He said, just look at the success of the Black Americans. Just look at them. Look at how they're successful. They got that because of us. Because of the West Africans, because of the Nigerians. Most of them are Nigerian. And he was saying it with his full chest. And when I tell you I was pissed, I couldn't get on that panel quick enough. Because how dare you, when it's all said and done, I've always lived amongst them. Like I said, I'm from Chicago, so I'm saying I lived up north with them.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Y'all was not calling.
They be up north? They be up north with it?
Yeah, they on all the immigrants up north.
Okay, yeah.
Like Chase, Sheldon, they got some apartment complexes up.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's crazy.
They got whole blocks up north.
Motherfuckers. Of course they be up north. Fuck.
Weird ass. Like 400 unit buildings.
Why would they be up north, y'all? Check this. Why would they be up north, y'all? Because that's where all of the resources are. They have been prioritizing them. I went to school with them.
That's some fuck shit.
Listen,
I'll be living in the hood, so I don't be seeing the ass like
I lived up north. I grew up north, but then I moved out south when I got older because I'm old. I'm grown. I got to find out what a rent is. Where I could pay rent. I couldn't afford it up north. You got to have a coin to be up there. Right. So that's when I seen the disparities, though. Right? When I seen the disparities, I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I'm like, "What is this?" Because when I grew up north and I was amongst them, and not just Africans, the Asians, the Indians, so on and so forth. The immigrant class. Wow. And the black, they was not calling themselves black. So you're not going to play this mind trick game. Where did this begin? So that's when I got on the app. When I got on this app and they was like, I'm not black. I'm like, what the fuck? And then also seeing it, I realized the erasure. When I tuned into that, because when I'm typing in black-owned establishments, I'm thinking, our stuff for to pop up. I want to go to a soul food joint, so on and so forth. No, it's everybody else but us. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Hold on. When did these folks become black? Right. That's so. Let me dial it down a couple notches, y'all. I get a little passionate about this. But shout out to y'all that's been on the app, just holding the line, just telling the truth. I've been learning a lot. I like to come on the panels and pop my shit a little bit, but I've been learning a lot. You guys are very informed, very intelligent. I don't have no disdain, no vitriol for nobody. That's not how I'm made. I've had some amazing friends who are of different ethnicities, but at the bottom line is these people don't like us. I mean, that's everybody. Yeah. And that's everybody, the whole world. They look at it, but they do though. They want to be us, and we can't allow that because that's why they so focused on their numbers versus our numbers. I really do think that they want to switch places, but we're not going nowhere. This is our land. Our ancestors are buried under this ground that they fought, bled, shed tears, blood. And I'm glad this is all divine, though. You know, it's almost like we when the brother mentioned Obama. Oh, well, Obama, he bamboozled us, and even with Kamala, they almost rocked us to sleep with her too. I was supporting Trump before it was cool to do it because I seen how bringing so many people in our cities and communities is detrimental and how it's hostile and dangerous. When I seen them doing it, I was like, oh no. So it's not about Trump, but I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I appreciate Trump because I was getting called all kind of COONs about 7-8 years ago because I said he trying to close this down so we don't have our communities flooded. It's gonna be dangerous. And in Chicago, it got real dangerous, y'all.
And that's exactly what they did last year. On the year before, with the flooding them into our neighborhoods, I was over east in Herbo's hood, and they flooded them into a building right next to us. They turned on electricity, lights, and everything, and let them come in there during the winter and shit, and they got to live there for free, a charge. The government
They wanted them kill No Limit Calvin.
Look at what about when they unalive for the people on the train a couple of years ago? What was that?
Yeah. No, they were doing all types of weird shit, and then they were just like letting it happen.
Leo, check this. Back in 2012 and in 2013, I was one of the protesters who was trying to keep open them 60 schools they closed down.
But they let the migrants go live in it.
And they kept us closed our baby schools. I took my son, I'm a homeschool mom because of what they did to the Chicago school. I get real pissed off about how they play with our kids.
Yeah,
they closed our schools for 10 whole years, kept the lights, all that on, so on and so forth, because they knew that they was going to flood the communities and put them people in our schools and had our kids all on top of each other, not learning, just disregarding what was going on in our schools, and had them up north comfortable in their gymnasiums and they science labs, going on all these luxurious trips. And I know it because I've benefited from it because I lived up north. We was one of the first families up north. My grandma got 2 buildings up there. But we came from the Greens.
Right.
When we came from the Greens, then we moved over there with the immigrant class. And they prioritized them for decades. And they totally neglected us. So that's Cabrini. So I'm very passionate about this because I've seen it. I literally watched it happen, and I was telling people, no. And I got a lot of pushback, y'all. I got a lot of pushback. So I appreciate y'all for I got so much pushback, and I went through so much that I've been off of social media for 3 years. So me being on this app for the past 8 weeks is the most that I've been on social media in 3 years.
Dang. No, I feel you. There's a lot of weird shit going on to the point that you don't even want to be on here. But like we trying to get a little bit of straightening, at least on the internet, you know what I'm saying, with how they talking and being weird and lying and taking things out of context and so on and so forth. So yeah. That's what
I'm a land right there, y'all. I land. She's on my land, but I'm popping my shit though.
Yeah.
And it's truth. I'm a truth speaker.
Okay, we got another person. We got John Smith, and Black Royal. John Smith, can I get your race and ethnicity, please?
What's going on, Chief? I'm Haitian American from Miami.
Okay, go ahead.
I got the cracker picture on my shit because it's a troll thing I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? But to respond to the prompt, it says, do foreigners really want diaspora wars to stop? In my personal belief, I think so, man, because I think it gets to a point where like how much vitriol can we really have for each other? When honestly, from my perspective, I think everybody has kind of the same shared experience. I'm not taking away from anything from the Black American experience. On my free time, last summer, I went to Tuskegee University and I helped out with their network engineering. You know what I'm saying? And it was actually a culture shock coming from Miami because I never experienced that side of Black American culture. It was like really like family oriented. You know, I got like a peek into a different facet of Black American culture. And I was like, damn, this is beautiful. You know, homecoming, you know, the whole, you know, people coming out with their trailers. You know, it was just like a big ass barbecue, like a whole little shindig. I was like, that is dope as fuck. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, but is there some kind of cultural boundaries that need to be respected? Hell yeah. I don't like, honestly, from my perspective, I don't feel like people should say or take any kind of credit for the Black American experience and what they build in this country. You should not say, like the African cannot say, oh, it's because of us the Black Americans are successful. Hell no. That's crazy to say. You feel me?
Especially when they the ones that sold us and anybody that came from Africa that they
Right,
sold.
right. I think that's crazy. That's crazy to say. You know what I'm saying? I think there should be a respect. Like, understand that Black Americans have their own ethnicity within the Americas. They have their own, the same way how we say Jamaicans and Haitians and like, hey, there's Black Americans. They have their own thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think the Africans and the Blacks in the diaspora, I think we need to do a better job. We need to deprogram our minds of what.
Wait, I'm sorry. I want you to talk about how you was popping it in the comment section. Like, touch on the things because you kept spamming, saying the same comment over and over again. Like,
yeah, no, I'm gonna get to that. But I want to get this part out first, right? So I want us to, like, the other people in the diaspora, to kind of decolonize our mind, because our parents' minds were decolonized, right? And the children that we're bringing up, we need to teach them a better way to, one, communicate and really align in some way with Black Americans. Now, what I was saying in the comments was, I'm noticing, right, because this is why I wanted to stop, because I'm seeing a similarity between, MAGA talking points and the way people talk within the FBA lives. The way they say, like, oh, no, the immigrants are trying to replace us. And I could have sworn the crackers were saying the same thing. Oh, Dave, the blacks will not replace us. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing like a similarity within that. You feel me? And I don't want us to be like, become on some, they get to a point where it's beyond that point, where there's violence involved. There's other shit that's involved. And I don't think we need that. I think we need to keep doing what we're doing, having open discourse. People say their discretions, like, hey, I'm Black American, respect my culture. And I think the people in the diaspora should respect it, because we are in your country. You know what I'm saying? That is true.
All right. So, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When it comes to us being proud of our ethnic group and the country that our ancestors built, that's not MAGA. Just because white people talk like that and they're descendants of colonizers doesn't mean that what we're saying is not true. They're descendants of colonizers. Yeah, they might have had, like, they got birthright through colonization. We have birthright through being aboriginals. So that's two different fucking things. Whatever the fuck they're saying does not mean that, it has nothing to do with us. Because we're the representation of the goddamn truth. They're a representation of fuck shit and bullshit and colonization and antagonizing people and domestic terrorism. So we're just like, if you're trying to find similarities with white people, what we're doing, you need to look at us like you've always been looking at us, because this is our country and we're the cultural face of this country, not them. They're not the cultural face. They just got a bunch of, hard power, and they domestically antagonize people. That's it. We're not doing that to people. We're just saying you either respect our cultural boundaries, or, don't come over here asking for help when these people yoke you up into an ICE vehicle. We're not doing that shit. We warned people 3 years ago, and ain't nobody give a rat's ass about us.
That part.
Right. But Leo, do you really think like the Africans and Caribbeans are like having some kind of congregation and
yes.
plotting?
Yes.
Nah, come on, man.
Yes, hell yeah. What? Nah,
really
you
think
being
that?
disingenuous.
Hold up. They're having congregations on this app right now.
About what?
Kamala was running for office. They were saying that if we wanted reparations, we needed to bow down to them because they had all the political power. They're in all the CBC positions, Congressional Black Caucus positions. They're embedded heavily in the Democratic Party, and that this is an immigrant nation. So much so that the slogan was, "This is a nation built by immigrants," and we are not going back. It's been very clear. None of this the voice change happened when she lost. When they thought they really messed up, because when they thought she was going to win, they fronted their move and showed us exactly how they felt, and it woke a whole lot of people up. And it's no putting that genie back in the bottle.
But that's crazy. I feel like if the Black Americans get reparations, that means, guess what? France has to give Haiti reparations, right? And the Europeans have to give the West Africans reparations.
Wait, but those, hold up. You can't conflate USA reparations.
I'm not
Yes, you are, because you just said that means
not.
that they have to do this and that. We are completely different nations. So you all should have your own separate movements to get your reparations. What we have going on over here has fuck all to do with what's going on in Haiti and Barbados and Jamaica.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I see what you're saying.
And I also want to say this. I'm going to interject right quick. You comparing us to MAGA is so disingenuous, and it's very dangerous, because you have our same view of complexion. So if you're running around with this type of rhetoric, people are going to think that this is a sentiment that we all share, because like y'all love to say, we all black, blackity black. So I'm going to need you to not be going on other panels popping it like that, because it's very dangerous. MAGA is here to try to disenfranchise people. They want to displace people. We're not doing that. We don't hold, nor do we yield the power to deport that ass. We don't. We just want to be left alone, and we want to, we are combating ethnic erasure, because people are co-opting our spaces. They're representing us. They're making it seem like we're one and the same, but they're not doing anything but undermining us. They're vetoing bills that could potentially solely benefit our community if it has nothing to do with them. That is a danger. The MAGA, literally, that's a legit hate group. We don't hate you. The only reason why you were able to migrate here is because of the love that we shared. The only reason why you were able to go into our school systems and walk freely around the world is because of the work that the people from our lineage did. Y'all came here, y'all set up shop in our neighborhoods, and we supported you. We shopped at your stores. We ate your food. We went to the parties. We thought we was all one until you all continuously showed us that you were not. And we're not just talking about a movement on TikTok. I live in New York. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We lived in the real world and heard you guys. You delineated as soon as you got here. But we didn't. We still thought we was all kinfolk. And then once you started to get a little bit of power, and you were only able to do that because we thought you was kinfolk. So we supported you. So let's not act like we didn't support you all to elevate in this country. We did. And then when y'all got where y'all was going, you gave us the middle finger. And now we're recognizing that it has not been beneficial to us to be a Pan-African or to be all one. You all have always been out for self. We're just now following suit. And then the fact that we're getting so much flack for being just like you is utterly insane to me. Y'all have parades, y'all have groups, y'all have all types of grants, loans, everything dedicated solely to you. We was never saying, oh, don't do the Labor Day parade. Why y'all waving y'all flags in our country? We never even thought about that. It was never even that deep. But now y'all saying, why you waving an American flag? Why you doing this? Why y'all playing hip hop at? Like, bitch, what the is it? What's going on here? Like, what?
Well, one thing I'm gonna say is TikTok is not real life though. Like, you see, like if I was in New York, if I
in real life it's happening, y'all pop it in real life. Y'all
is real life.
I hear you, but look, if in real life, right? The thing is, if there's a Haitian parade, right? And I have an American friend, I'm gonna invite him to the Haitian parade, bruh. Like, if I have a new Haitian restaurant that come in, I'm gonna invite my American friend. This vice versa. If there's a new soul food restaurant, he's gonna invite me to come eat with him, bro. It's not gonna be no, like, I grew up around Black Americans. I went to school with them. You know what I'm saying? I even dated a few. You feel me? So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know TikTok, man, there's a lot of emotions and things like that, but it's not to say what you're saying is not valid. Everything you said was valid. I do see it too, where like people kind of like disrespect Black Americans. I'm like, bro, on my end, I cannot believe that, because I'm more like, hey, like there's no way you could disrespect the founding people that give you an opportunity in this country. It's because of them, you know what I'm saying, immigrants are able to come here.
But John, how can you say that TikTok is not real life when we have legislation in several of our states that reflects the conversations that we're having right now?
You know,
for example, the SB 518 and the SB 515 in California, dealing with separation of ethnic groups, ethnicity, and genealogy, and trying to get people to do their genealogy and make distinctions between their ethnicities. These all stem from the conversations that we're having on social media and in real life. So how can you say that TikTok is not real life?
You know, part of my ignorance, maybe I'm not in tuned, or maybe I'm not tapped in for real. So I didn't know about the legislative stuff or the internal stuff that's happening politically. But I'm talking about like on the surface level of things. I really just don't see any real like hate, because I could never hate a Black American. I could never hate a person who's melanated. I could just really never do that shit for real. You know what I'm saying?
So at this point, it kind of has a white tea rhetoric, because that's the same thing that they say when we bring towards different things, whether it be racism or different legislation. We're saying you guys are doing this to affect our community.
Right.
You can. I don't see it. Of course, you don't see it.
No, that's why I said part of my ignorance. I said part of my ignorance.
And
I just haven't been exposed to it.
John,
I understand. We're trying to, and that's the point. We're trying to have these conversations against the ignorance, and everyone's coming to tell us, well, I don't know, I didn't see it, I'm not understanding. And it's like, if you're ignorant, the thing about ignorance, it means you do not know, you lack understanding. So to gain understanding is to sit, listen, and let someone teach you. And at this point, we're just trying to have this conversation. And like Dee said earlier, I ain't been on here long. I've been on here maybe 6 weeks. But in the past 6 weeks, I've gotten so tired of hearing these same conversations being brought from outsiders saying, well, this isn't true, or this isn't, and I didn't know, I'm ignorant. If all of that being part of it, let it go, sit, listen, and learn. Because at this point, we as Black Americans are in a war that we are just starting to really realize, and we are trying to bring our resources together so we can catch up in a faster state. You guys have had literally 60 years of doing this. We have less than a decade of now trying to catch up again after we put so much work for hundreds of years for your guys to have this opportunity. So at this point, it's not one of those things where we're trying to still have this conversation to educate you all. It's if you want to learn, sit and learn. If you don't, go home.
Hey, John, did your people get to Haiti through the transatlantic slave trade?
Based on my genes, right? Because I had to get like a genetic test. I got two variants, two G1s, that could only be found in West Africa. That's the only reason why I would say it's a high chance. Yes.
And how do you feel about them selling your people into the slave trade?
Man, I think it's fucked up. But the thing is, if I believe, right, in their time, that you gotta understand human nature, right, and survival and shit like that. I'm not excusing what they did. You know what I'm saying? I think it's really fucked up. But we don't even know how they were really lured and persuaded for real. We don't know the dynamics in relationships, the tribes that they had.
Wait, I'm sorry. They're still selling each other
Leo,
today.
you heard it, right?
Bro. They're selling each other today.
They are.
So
Leo, what happened?
we can't
It's still
even.
happening. Yeah.
Wait, repeat that.
You said what?
What'd you say?
I was saying the dynamics. We don't really know like the why they did what they did for real. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, because we only have the European version of what
You
happened.
can ask them right now. They're still selling people right now
In Africa,
2025.
yes, that's still happening.
Yeah,
But what's
so-
happening is it's the North Africans now that are
No, it's
enslaving.
Nigerians. They trafficking people through Libya to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Foursquare.
So who's that? The Nigerians doing that?
Yeah, the Nigerians doing
Are
it.
selling other Nigerians?
Yes.
Ghanaians.
Oh, that's crazy.
Ghanaians are doing it with their children as well still.
Right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You didn't know that?
I know there was a slave trade happening between like people who try to go into Europe and the North Africans. They capture them and make them indentured slaves.
No, they get
That's
sold
why-
to the North Africans. They getting sold to Saudi Arabia and via Libya. Like, but they being trafficked from Nigeria there.
So look, I wanted to ask John a question really quick. John, you mentioned something earlier. You said that BLK people on this app are sounding like the YT when we say like, oh, you're replacing us. I don't know what YT people have said. They say a whole bunch of stuff. I don't really pay attention to them like that. But I'm just curious. Do you feel like there's any truth to that at all? Like, do you feel like there's any evidence? Do you understand why Black Americans are saying that?
I do understand why Black Americans are saying it, but I don't think the reason why the diaspora does it is I don't think it's to replace Black America. I just think you guys have one of the most pervasive, the most influential culture globally, right? I think they're just assimilating. Okay.
Well, let me give you an example.
Let me finish so y'all can have context. So I'm looking around. Who do I look more like, right? Oh, the Black Americans. So I'm just gonna dress the way they dress because everybody's trying to find and try to fit in, man. No matter where we go, people are trying to fit in. You know what I mean?
Okay, so hold on right there. Wait, hold on,
Yeah.
Butterfly. Hold on for 1
Go ahead.
second. So I've heard that reasoning a couple times, and I'm gonna call BS on that. But let me just say, so I was on this app the other day, and a Congolese woman said, she made a statement that I thought was really interesting. She said, "I'm really proud of my people for coming to Atlanta and changing the culture there," and that pissed me off. And I thought to myself, why are you proud of that? What type of response would Black Americans receive if we went to Congo or Liberia or any African nation with
They
the
would try and
pure
kill us.
intentions? We wouldn't make it out, right? Right, Mega? With the pure intentions of changing the culture there, we would be called colonizer. We would be called gentrifier. We would be called everything but a child of God. If we went to an African nation with the intent to change the culture there. And so I start thinking about that statement really deeply. And I thought to myself, there's a lot of places in this.
If you have literally watched to this point and you've not dropped comments for me, I wonder why you haven't dropped comment for me. The first question is, do you think that this diaspora war will actually end anytime soon? I just want to hear your honest opinion in the comment section. And I keep saying it, this is for educational purpose. We're not here to bash anybody, right? So, and that is why I actually brought this particular live stream box, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, let's continue with the last clip that I have. Then I'll be back with commentaries.
The culture in Montana. Go change the culture in Idaho. Why do y'all not land in places like Montana and Idaho and go change the culture there? Why is there this intention, right, to come to Black America where we've worked really, really hard to carve out and preserve our places in Black Mecca, Atlanta, Philadelphia? We have Black immigrants buying up some of our historical landmarks, Essence Festival, churches, right? So what is that about? And that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like y'all think deeply enough. When Black Americans are saying something, we don't just talk out of the side of our neck. There's always some evidence to substantiate what we're saying when we're making claims. We don't have no reason to be against other melanated groups from other places. If we're saying that, there must be some truth to it. So have you ever thought about that? Why is it that when Black immigrants come here, rather than carving out their own spaces in predominantly white places, they come and plop theirself on top of us?
when the immigrant comes into the United States, I would say they're relatively, I would say maybe economically, they don't have as much resources. So what they do is they go to, more places where they can, be able to survive financially.
So I want to call BS on this because
Not what you
I want
said.
to call BS on this because see, they don't want to say the truth. The truth is that we are part of the education spectrum. Black history. We are in books. Black history. They study us throughout this whole entire world. I'm sick and tired of the disingenuous conversation about every other thing else because they study us. They study us in the police academy. They study us every damn well. They don't study no other race but us. They've been doing this since the colonizer came over here. They study us and they take it back to other countries and teach them about us. And they study us to the point where they teach them about us and how to come back and conquer us because they feel like they have conquered us. Let's cut the BS about all this other, political stuff. Y'all have one thing in common. Y'all in the white colonizers have one thing in common. That is to come over here and take what we have because this is a pure man. This is the man where all the resources is at. If y'all get on TikTok and any other social media platform and act like y'all don't know, y'all know. Y'all have books in y'all country that teaches y'all. Y'all have educational tutors and all that other crap about us. Oh yeah, so stop with the BS with that. Y'all don't know and y'all latching on us because y'all being taught to latch on us. And this is what makes me so angry about this immigration stuff. Like Deidre said, I come from off the north side. I see the BS. I see what all of them are at. The Haitians, the Belizeans, the Asians, the Hindus, all of them over here. Y'all come over here to do one thing, and that's one thing only, is to finesse. Y'all are taught to be finesses. Y'all are finesses. That's it, that's all. If y'all would be honest and say y'all want to finesse us, it'll be a better, situation.
Shout out to Love Jones.
This is so irritating at this point. Y'all are finesses. That's it. That's all.
I would say the Asians,
y'all are too. You cannot say Asians. Y'all are taught to come over here and mate with us. Y'all are literally taught to come over here and mate with us, make babies with us, so that y'all and marry us, so that y'all can have close proximity to this land. So let's not just put it. That's the thing about it. Y'all.
What's the difference, John?
Y'all y'all want to say it's the Asians, it's the white people, it's all y'all.
What would be the difference between what y'all do and what the Asians do?
It's similar, but what I would say is the difference is the Asians, they don't even live in the community. They just shut up shop and exploit, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I went to Montgomery, Alabama, and I'm like, damn, this is one of the most blackest cities in the United States. But every store I went to was owned by an Indian or an Asian person. Every single store.
First of all,
but y'all be working in them. I live in Chicago, right?
First of all,
I grew up on the west side of Chicago.
At all. I'm from Atlanta. We had Asians moving in Stone Mountain, Georgia in the 90s. We had every race, and we didn't even understand.
They damn sure live in Cali in our communities.
We didn't even know what was going on. And they did move out of our neighborhood to Gwinnett, but they lived in our neighborhood first, bro. So you saying some dumb shit, and we accepted them and all them other fucking immigrants. Because we didn't understand that they were trying to replace our ass.
It's the fact that, hold on, John. It's the fact that all immigrants do it to us, right? Nobody's exempt. All groups do it, but it feels like the melanated groups are even more effective because y'all are a little bit more difficult to, to identify because y'all blending in with us. So everybody's doing it. It's like we getting jumped. And y'all act like y'all don't understand the concept. Hold on, y'all act like y'all don't understand the concept of being jumped no more. Y'all act like, oh, it can only be happening to, oh, well then why y'all don't put this focus on the YT? Why y'all so focused on us? Worry about the YT. Y'all don't know what it feel like to get jumped? When you getting jumped, you got to square up with everybody at one time.
Exactly.
And that's what's happening with Black Americans. That's what it feels like. Our back is against the wall.
They don't want to admit that, like he's saying, it's the Asians, right? I can give it to them. Asians shut up shop in our communities. I lived on the west side in the north side of Chicago. Grew up and raised on both ends. It's a shopping outlet out here on Madison. Everybody in their mom go on Madison and shop, right? So the Asians out there, the Hindus are out there. They got stores out there. They selling our clothes. Guess who working in these Asian stores right along with the Asians? The Haitians, the Jamaicans, they standing in there. So this bullcrap about the Asians is doing it more when they're all using each other to cover up and try to finesse us is crazy. That's why I say I'm sick and tired of the bull. Y'all need to stop playing this game like we see it now. We see it. Stop trying to throw each other under the bus to cover up the fact that it's all of y'all. And then at this point, it's all of y'all until it's none of y'all. We don't care about the one good one no more. We don't care about the one that got the cool friends. Y'all sound like white tea people. Oh, I got black friends. We don't care. Unfriend us at this point. Unfriend us.
Yeah, that's okay.
Unfriend us. We
That's
don't care. Quit trying to link in with us to use that rhetoric about, oh, I got black friends. No, you got black people that you leech on to try to leech off of our culture. We sick of it. We sick of it. That's it. That's all.
Exhausted. And it's every single immigrant group. Go back on mute, brother. I'm finna take a second here. So the United States government has weaponized immigration against black Americans since the end of slavery. In the 1880s, they brought in the Chinese to finish the railroads. And anybody who knows about the railroads, they always say the Chinese built the railroads. But that's actually not true. They only built the last 25% because we had already built most of them during our enslavement. What happened was, actually, our ancestors were demanding 25 cents. And don't quote me on this part. I don't remember if it was per day or per hour, but it was 25 cents. The Chinese came in and did the work for 10 cents. I don't remember if it was a day or per hour. You can quote all of this. And it's just the first slap in the face of, since we stopped working for free, them trying to replace us as a labor class. And that is a pure weaponization. It was intentional by the United States government, and all immigrants are a part of it.
Yes, they come over here and work for less than what we work for, and what we know we work to try to finesse their way in, and then they get the sense, oh, we work hard. Y'all working for less.
So there are actually books on this. One of the best ones is Back of the Hiring Line, and it talks about how different groups have been weaponized against us in different ways at different time periods. And if you notice, that's when they allowed the whites to become white. I'm talking about the Italians, the Sicilians, etc., who they used to actually be prejudiced to help bolster their numbers up, because we were reproducing so rapidly, and the white folks was getting scared, so they let all of them blend in, and they started being racist to the Chinese that they brought in to replace us. So we've seen this before. This was in the 1800s. All this happened, y'all. Don't even get me started on everything else. And so that is why we got to stay on these necks. And people like John, if they don't get it, they get ran over, whether they are people or not, anybody, immigrant or not. And John, I wanted to ask you what country specifically your people were from, so I can have more context before I debate you.
I told you Haitian, like from Haiti.
So are you concerned about what's going on? But this is loaded. So
yeah, go ahead.
And do you notice that there's no mass immigration to Haiti of every different group being there to replace you all? And that's what we've been dealing with forever, and we didn't even notice it. And now that we notice, we don't play that shit, so it ain't no going back. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, the thing is, there's about maybe 4 million, and if you include another, like maybe 2 more million of first gen, like black or people of melanated complexion that are in the United States, compared to like maybe the 45 million of the native.
That number is false. It's false number. Okay. It gets touted around because it only includes current immigrants at the time. It does not include second, third, or fourth generations. So any number, the numbers are not right because y'all are being blended in with us and not delineating so that we know who is who, which is why we got the census changed and we're getting more paperwork changed.
So you think it's more than 10?
Y'all need to stop saying that.
So you think it's more than
the true number of African and Caribbean immigrants in this country? Because y'all don't mark the papers, your kids don't mark them, your kids and grandkids. Only the first generation. Sometimes they count second generations in this, and it's Pew Research that actually talks about this.
So you think it's more than 10 million?
I don't know the number. I don't. Really don't. I won't say that. I know it's more than 2. I know it's more than 2. Absolutely. We got damn near 2 million of y'all in Atlanta, bro. It's 500, about 300-400 Ethiopians, 1,000 Ethiopians.
I believe it.
They got their own shit in our old community. Then this motherfucker, the Nigerian, it's a little Jamaica. So don't play with us, bro.
They got an Ethiopian jazz club in Cali, y'all.
And we got
Ethiopian jazz club.
And we got Little Haiti in Miami.
How out of pocket is that?
And we got North Miami. North Miami used to be the Jews though, but we took over North Miami. You know what I'm saying? The Haitians.
And they took over.
You don't see a problem with that? Like, that's the thing. Every time, like, we try to do things in our neighborhoods, like, it's always something that happens, and then one of y'all or like one of the foreigners always popping up, pretty much taking over, and that's not okay. Like, that's the thing. Our ancestors worked too hard. Like, we work too hard to have the things we have just for people to come out the country and just pretty much just say, fuck you, we better, we work harder, it's ours now. Like, that's not cool.
Y'all know they be having that little African takeover day at the HBCUs too. They call it African takeover.
You're right. You're right.
But anyways, can I answer this prompt? Do the foreigners really want the diaspora to stop? No.
No,
Not at all. Based off of what I'm seeing right now today in Chicago, being that you got foreigners that is that are police officers that are able to carry weapons while on duty, but it's not legally authorized to carry weapons while off duty. No, the diaspora would never stop because they're in the government. They employed through the government. They are literally sent over here to get over here and colonize us, brutalize us, and everything else. No, this is not going to stop. And I'm actually happy Trump is tearing down the government system at this point, because we would have never seen what I just seen in the news today about police officers knowing that they don't have FOIA cards.
Yes, illegal police officers
walking around with guns on them because they are at work. The state of Illinois is giving out guns while they on the clock, knowing darn well that they don't supposed to have guns on them walking. Pew-pews. I apologize.
That's okay.
Pew-pews on them walking around while they regular civilians. They cannot walk around as a regular civilian with them. They shouldn't be given to them on job. So my thing is, you got to sit back and think about how many illegal arrests have been made, how many illegal murders have been held. Have happened in this country because of these illegal people over here working in our government system. I'm so happy that he's tearing down this government system, because the Democrats and everybody else that stood with them built into this stuff. These people out here saying that they're protecting us and they're harming us. Our kids is being taken away from us by these illegals. No, they are not here to stop no diaspora. Not at all.
Facts. Yeah, it's just when you try to have conversations with them, it's just you try to be genuine, but it always turns into just a ingenuous conversation. Like, again, every time you bring up when it's like, yo, why do y'all come here and take less when we are trying to fight for more? And it's like, well, that's not our fault. That's, your job's fault. And it's like, no, it's your fault. Because then y'all want to come in, take less, talk about y'all work more. And then when y'all realize the little pennies y'all got ain't shit, and then you like, damn. And then when y'all, like, that's the thing, y'all getting taxed. We told y'all asses, when we told y'all don't do this shit, it was for a reason. Like, we ain't trying to stop your coin. That ain't never what black people trying to do. We ain't never trying to stop no coin. We ain't never trying to stop no bag. We ain't never trying to stop you from having a better life. But there is a reason why we tell y'all asses no, but y'all always try to go behind our backs and say, fuck you. I'm trying to get the bag. I don't care what you got. I'm finna get mine. And then when you realize the little coin that you got wasn't shit, and then you want to come to us like, can you help us? Like, what the fuck you want me to do? We told your ass no.
Only that, but there is the aspect that has to be mentioned when we have these conversations. Because again, all immigration has been weaponized against us. But because these folks got our skin color, it's problematic. And it wouldn't be problematic if their behaviors were better. And back in the day, their ancestors, they weren't all like this. They wasn't. But as their numbers have grown, they started feeling themselves. And so that is why they come with these different things. And I would call them microaggressions, just like white folk. But anyway, one thing you got to remember is the media and the public and the business places. These people are speaking for us. These people are misquoting us. When a white person says, I have a black friend, they usually talk about, and that's okay with some bullshit. It's usually one of them.
Yes.
And so that is why delineation is so important, because it has to be across the board that people know, hey, Shawty got my skin color, but we is not the same. Okay, let's be clear. But, that's just what's going on, guys. And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be on one page. And we're going to keep giving it to all these immigrant groups at the same time.
Another thing that I want to touch bases on, too, is I saw a video scrolling down TikTok earlier, and this young lady mentioned, and that touched my spirit, too. She was like, I'm tired of them associating their contact with being stopped by the police with our black people.
I'm sick of hearing that.
I think that all that y'all can say that equates y'all to being black with us is because of being stopped by police.
Yeah.
It speaks value, because y'all look at us literally as criminals, but then want us to come and save you. Ain't that crazy?
Reducing our blackness down to a police stop. That makes no sense.
And honestly, too, did you all see that video of that Jamaican woman when she was apprehended and detained? She said, don't pow me, I'm not a black American. She was
Exactly.
full patois. Don't pow me, I'm not a black American. Then there was also a video of Muhammad Ali from years ago. This had to be like in the 60s. He was doing an interview, and he said, the YT, they notice who's foreign and who's not, because usually they used to dress in their traditional garb. Now they just dress just like us. But he would be like, they would allow them to come in the shops. When they saw us, they'd be like, no, that's a Negro. They can't come in, but the Africans can come in. So people that are in perceived positions of power, they know how to differentiate us. They know who's who. And don't get it twisted. When they get stopped by the popo, them accents come out real quick.
And they gonna tell them they ain't one of us.
Exactly.
That's gonna be the first thing that they say. First thing they say is, I'm not from here. I'm not one of them.
Yep.
That's what they gonna say.
Just to
Y'all the
expound
loud
on
black one.
just to expound on Love Jones' comment that they try to have in place in putting these immigrants above us. So he went back and they still didn't let him in. They still told him he was a Negro and he wasn't accepted in that establishment, but let those two African guys in. So that kind of epitomizes like the standing. I don't even think it's about education. I don't think it's about social status. I don't even think it's about money. It's really just about who we are, and they want to make sure that we stay on the bottom. And the second point I wanted to make is back to John. He left. I was wishing he was still up here, but I didn't like when he said they took over Little Haiti in Miami. You see, that's kind of the mentality that exists with these people. They don't come here to ingratiate themselves into the community. They come here with a mindset to take over, to appropriate territories. They're in competition for the space. They're in competition for political influence, and they're in competition for resources. So you got to pay attention to the words they use. He kind of slipped up and showed his hand there when he said take over. So I'll land my plane.
Wait, hold on, Butterfly. Hold on 1 second. Let's let Rigamula. He been up here for
It's Reed Mula. I'm from Florida. I'm Black American.
Okay.
Yeah. Family with sharecroppers in
answer the
Florida.
prompt,
100 Oh yeah, I want to answer that prompt. So, do foreigners really want to stop the diaspora wars? I think now that Trump won, yes. Last year, there's been a different conversation because when Kamala looked like she was going to win, they did show their hand. But that might as well have been 10 years ago. I think a lot of the argument they were having now is obsolete. They won't be able to take over anything. We have an anti-foreigner government, and it'll be like this for the next 10 years. The ICE budget's going to last about 10 years. No matter who gets in office, that's going to be the policy. So I do think they want the diaspora wars to stop, and they want them to stop because they feel like they're in danger now. And they didn't feel that way last year. And I know it's a bit disingenuous that they didn't want to be friends last year, and I know it's a little bit too late, but I don't think we have to waste our time bantering about them anymore. It's over. Literally, it's over. I actually travel a lot. When I meet people in other countries, it's almost impossible to get into America right now. I think once they solve that situation in Minneapolis with the African Somalis that are taking over Minnesota, that's going to get broken up.
That's a real takeover right there.
Yeah, but when that gets broken up, I think that's the last of the last with foreigners taking over.
I couldn't believe that, y'all. I didn't know that was going on in Minneapolis like that. When I seen that, I said, what the hell? What the hell? How did this happen?
They changed the flag and everything.
Yes, they changed the flag. Like, what the hell?
What?
That's straight up Somalia over there.
Oh my God.
They changed the flag.
Are y'all serious?
Yes.
Oh, they just told me.
Did y'all see the video of that black man who tried to go to the mall?
What?
Okay, so a Black American man, he was like, look, y'all, I'm gonna just try to show y'all what's going on over here up in Minneapolis. So he blogged himself going to the mall. And when he walked in the mall, they all stood up. I'm talking about a bunch of them. And he was just trying to play it cool. Like, I'm just shopping. And they was like, what you doing in here? What you doing in here?
That's not cool. This is thanks to Barack Obama.
Yeah, he said,
Obama policies.
Well, hold on. He said, I'm just shopping. He said, wait, hold on real quick. He said, I'm just shopping, right? I'm just shopping. And they like, no, we don't want you in here. We don't want you in here. What? He like, this is a mall. This is a public space. They like, well, we own it. It's only y'all. When y'all get off of this, I want y'all to search up that video.
I gotta react to that. Thank you for bringing that up. I want to say this too, though. The way that they practice tribalism over on the continent, if we had that same mindset, we would be protesting in the street to get them the fuck up out of here. I've seen protests of South Africans saying, "You Africans, go back to Africa, fix up your country. Y'all are bringing our stock down. Foreigners don't want to invest because of you all." I've seen the Ghanaians kicking the Nigerians out, protesting in the street, saying that they're unaliving them, trafficking the children, unaliving them for rituals and all sorts of things. So for them to be saying that we're xenophobic, the way that they be carrying on, especially in Minneapolis, that place needs to be stormed. We need to give them the same type of energy that they will be giving each other on the continent, because we don't even do that. We don't protest against them. We just tell them, hey, don't undermine us. And based off of what you said, what's your name? Reg Mula? I don't know how to pronounce your name.
My name is Regis, but yes.
Regis. Okay, so what Regis said, going back to the fact that now he thinks that they do want to stop the diaspora wars because of, the deporte that's going on. They are co-opting and colonizing and trying to just take over and replace us so that they won't get sent back home. And they're trying to manifest a reality in which we can be deported. So they really are trying to switch places. I 100% agree with that. But I think that we might need to take some more measures if they're doing that in Minneapolis, because that's outrageous.
Well, it's all in their head because we don't have any immigration documents. None of us in this chat, we're all foundational Black Americans, or however you want to identify. We're not in the immigration system, so they can wish all they want, it won't happen. But I will say back to your South Africa point, we haven't gotten to that point yet, and I don't want to get that way because that's raggedy. I visited Cape Town. They block foreigners from going to the hospital. It's only Black foreigners too. Is that bad?
They're doing that in that country, in that state. What state y'all said? Was it Indiana, Minneapolis?
Minnesota.
Well, no, in Minnesota. That's more of a
they got the YT people scared to go through Minneapolis, North Minneapolis.
No,
there's YT people videos reacting to videos and saying how they don't go through Somaliland. Americans, period, don't go through.
Nah, I don't care how raggedy that may seem.
Somalians have
That
taken
energy
over
needs to be sent over there, and I don't agree with that.
And the issue is,
It's
y'all,
Minneapolis.
that's just one group. It's so many groups all doing this same strategy. It's not just them. So,
but none of them have been
worry about
successful like
all of
Minnesota
that.
does.
Well, no, hold on, Reese. Hold on. I'm telling you what's going on. And another thing is, I'm telling you, it's happening everywhere. You can't tell. I'm from Atlanta, bro. I have seen my city change before my eyes, bro. It's full of immigrants, bro. Every group, bro. Especially all the black ones. They all doing this shit. Trust me. Now that was just successful because we helped them. We actually was supporting Ilhan at one point, like. But you know,
Barack Obama supported that whole movement. The whole Minneapolis movement was funded by the Democrats.
This has been
Tim Walz and
strategic.
Obama.
So BT, let me ask you something, BT. Do you feel like that's true that Atlanta has the culture there been compromised? Do you feel like Black American is still the dominant culture, or do you feel like
still the dominant because a lot of them do get absorbed to us at the end of the day because it's a lot of sexual activities between the diaspora with us. So that kind of, and they was raised with us, so it's kind of, but it's still we beefing right now because when they get with they folks, it's a separation. But I'm just talking about the business wise and the strategy. I see what's going on, especially with the East Africans. They're doing the same thing here, and they literally run our club scene and our valet parking scene.
So we don't have no Black Americans owning the clubs out there, because that's what they on this app bragging about. They like Africans run it. We run the Atlanta club scene.
But it's few. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's few. It's really like, and it be the hood ones and stuff. It ain't we go to they shit. It's messed up. I can't. We got clubs. We haven't paid.
How did that happen with all of our Atlanta celebrities?
Strategy. These folks.
Where the hell is Usher and T.I.? Why are they letting that happen?
I kind of figured that because I watch Love and Hip Hop.
Atlanta is we are turning into the next LA or New York. It's so
So let me
sad.
say this, y'all. Shout out to y'all for holding down the front. I be in the comments just cringe because it's like y'all be hitting the point and then y'all drop the ball on the point. So I want to say that the foreigners don't really want the diaspora WARs to end. They could be scared of deportation all they want. They need our attention. They are just energy vampires, right? So imagine how a Dominican and a Haitian could not get along with each other unless a Black American into the room, and then they both going at us. So it's like we the cool kids, like Tariq says, we the greatest comeback kids they are. And I think that this has been a long time going. So whether it's in Minneapolis, New York, Philly, or even Wisconsin, right? Because what they're doing, what we're realizing is they're trying to buy land. Even in small like southern towns, right? They have no respect for us because, like y'all say, it's some type of replacement theory. But they need our attention. They not only need our money, they need our attention. These people ain't evolving. They ain't making a culture that pops in the modern day. Without us, they don't have no social currency, as Rio says, and I'm just over them. And so I hope it's the boycotting, but in the event that you're not, I am, right? So I've been boycotting the Asians since 2016 and the Africans since 2023. I'm not giving these people no more of my money. Because all they got is like this thing that they picked up from their homeland. This isn't anything new that they came here and we bullied them. They got this one script and this childhood teaser that they won't go get therapy for. It's something embedded in them, and it's a form of competition. An African told me it's a competition. I said, what? We was raised to love y'all. We was raised to treat marginalized people the way we wanted to be treated. The Caribbean, they think we spoil you. They think we privileged. They don't understand that everything we got in this land we fought for. We've been gracious long enough. And I'm saying starve them out. I just wanted to remind y'all, starve them out. They won't have a platform if we allow them on our platform. If we don't go to their spaces, we don't have to patronize their businesses. Even in New York City, you can lock these folks out. You don't got to give them y'all money, y'all. We're feeding our demise if we keep supporting them. So I have 2 hashtag movements that I've been pushing since about 2024. Divest from immigrant businesses and disband the CDC, right? Because everybody hears me say it. We have a Congressional Black Caucus that says they are the conscience of Congress and they support all Black people and marginalized groups. Go to the marginalized groups mission statement. It don't say Black people. But it was to my horror that I realized there's a Caribbean Immigrant Caucus, an African Immigrant Caucus, and a Haitian Immigrant Caucus. And their people are securing wins for them. Why is Maxine Waters on the Caribbean Immigrant Caucus? Why is Yvette Clark on all the caucuses? Securing with her advocacy for them secure funding for the island. We've done enough, and that means even entertaining them. When you realize they playing in your face, drop them. These are just my suggestions, because y'all want to run y'all panels the way you want to. But these people don't want nothing to end. Every time you think they on board, they understand what we're saying, there's always a but. I don't want to hear but after this. And then when you say, what's the solution? Because we're past talking, can you vote in the manner that'll be best interest for FTA? They ain't doing it. They will never vote policy over party loyalty because Democrats is the party for immigration.
Yep.
They will never see anything through our lens. They think it's normal. And just because Minneapolis is being bold, y'all better start checking your states, start checking your counties. They, like Salami said, they're buying our historical black places. They're removing historical markers. They're doing a lot. And then, you know what I hate, y'all? And I'm going to land because I see there's some new people on the panel. You know what I hate? When they say, well, America destabilized us, so we're here to get the resources. They ain't going to the white tea areas getting anything from them. They in January 6th at Capitol Hill. What they did was come here, and because they still got that mentality of their slave trading ancestors, they could come here and son us. But the slave babies that they call us outdid the slave traders' descendants, and that's why they really mad.
Right. Right. Y'all, let's go ahead and get the likes up. We at 37.
Anyways, guys, that is all the clip that I have for you guys. And you guys, if you watch very well from the beginning to the end, you will definitely know the points where each and every one of them is coming from. But I would love to also get your opinion and know the points that you are also coming from, because we already know that a lot has been toxic in the system, a lot has been said in the system, a lot has been twisted, a lot has been destroyed, in as much as a lot of black people are trying to make their voices heard. First, I want to say a very big thank you and then give a very big shout out to these live streamers who are taking their time to make sure that there are more awareness being created there, because I feel like this is what a lot of black people need right now. A lot of black people need to listen to live streams like this, know where their history is, know where they are coming from, know other new things, ask questions, and so on and so forth. So if you're watching as a black person, probably you come across this kind of live stream on TikTok, I would love you to join so that you can ask questions and also educate people, because I feel like black people need to be creating more awareness like this. And you see reasons why I keep saying in my videos, I said, if this was how it was during the 70s, 50s back then, at the end of the day, honestly, where we are today, we wouldn't have been where we are today. It was because a lot of things were not actually being documented, a lot of records were not actually being kept, a lot of things were not actually being known as to this present day of technology. And that is why a lot of things actually go wrong. That's why if I see videos like this, I don't hesitate, but bring it down to your table. But anyways, let me know what you think. I'm sorry if you're hearing any form of weird noise in the background. It's currently raining in my area, and that is why. But subscribe, like, comment, and share. Drop me your comments, because I really want to get your thoughts about all of these issues that has been discussed. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be simple, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.